Hey guys, it's Justin from Simplified Investing. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. This is our weekly watch list video, and in a few stocks we are watching, as well as a key market breakdown. Enjoy. All right, you guys, so getting things started, going to be breaking down QQQ, and then I will go into a few plays that we are watching. And let's go in from the weekly chart perspective. And what's really interesting here, and what I mentioned here last week, and actually let me move this up into the corner. Let's make it a little smaller. There we go. So what I mentioned here last week is I was looking for that inside bar and then that 3-bar play here, and really tricky action, to be honest. So we get this break above this high for that 3-bar play, and then what happens? We slam this bar lower, but we get a nice bottoming pattern formation here, which can lead to upside here this week. So we're still, without a doubt, in this uptrending structure, but I want to note, like this is a nice trending structure. Now we've had basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, and really 6 weeks being the most consolidation, but 9 weeks where prices traded from 437 and we closed here at 440. So we're starting to form a distribution type pattern here where we're getting narrow. And in honesty, if this bar, it broke, so this weekly bar broke over this, it should have saw a nice push in continuation higher here. Now, it's not saying the market can't rally, but we are definitely into some digestion here currently. So the daily chart paints a better picture here too. So we got an intermediate downtrend here, flip to an uptrend after we hold this pivot right here, higher highs, higher lows. And now what's happening? We're trading sideways. So we could see some sell side pressure. Personally, not watching shorts until below 433.55, and then I'm targeting short into 430.37 and 422.54. As for longs, over 442.25, eyeing this up into that 449.25 untested area, and then 450 being a macro region. Now, if we go into the hourly, you can see this paints the picture. Again, the daily and the weekly paint the picture, as does the hourly. We're moving from left to right here, clearly in an uptrend. Now we're starting to slow down and see some digestion. So going to keep this on watch. Main shorts, again, 433.55 down into 430, and then sub 430 into 422. Longs over 442.25, targeting first 446.64, 447.11, and then 449.25 overhead. Now let's go into a few individual plays because there are some good setups here this week. Netflix, the strength on this one is very, very strong. We had a huge spike lower here on 4.4, which corresponded with the market selling off. On Thursday, the market sold off strong. And then what happens? We gap it up halfway into this bar, and then we close at or near the high. Over 636.44, eyeing this long, targeting that move up into that 650 plus area this week. And a macro target, if we go out to the weekly, we really don't have much structure until I would say a minimum like 682, but up into 690 to 700. So looking very nice. This failed breakdown, failed bearish engulfing into a bull bar here over 636.44, eyeing this one long here to the upside this week. Meta, another one. This breakdown here trapped a lot of people. We cracked barely below this weekly low. What happens? Boom, we push higher on a strong bullish engulfing bar here. Eyeing long over 528.68. Again, this one's at all-time highs, so it's tough to say what are your targets. Intraday levels are going to be at psych levels like 540, 545, 550. Those are going to be the targets overhead. As long as we hold 528.66, I do think this one rallies higher. Nice strength, nice consolidation. We retested. Now we look like we're trying to make that next wave higher. And the daily failed to break down, and we actually made a net new high. So watching this one here for continuation here this week, a strong Friday up over 3%. Microsoft, another one, not at highs like the other two, but this one had a failed breakdown as well. Strong bull bar here on Friday. And we're setting up for that 2 inside bar play here. So over, ideally, 428.42. This has room higher up into 440. But from a daily chart perspective, I will take this long over 425.66 with a macro target up into 430. And then, like I mentioned, potential higher up into that 440 region. This is a very strong name. We have this nice weekly formation here. Now let's see if we can crack this weekly high, hold, and then continue this trend higher. Clearly a strong trending name. The next one, a really nice move from the last watch list is short GME. This is looking weak, and it is still looking weak. We attempted to rally, and then we failed to break down here. Sub 11, I do think this continues to sell off, whether it be to $5, whatever it may be, but I'm eyeing the short sub 11, 1107 for a move potential down into 10. We're testing back beneath this structure here, rejecting, putting in a lower high off of this pivot here for that continuation move to the downside. Last one I'm eyeing is going to be MU, and this one comes from a weekly perspective where we see these topping wicks on the weekly chart, but then the next week just continues with strength. So we saw this week a smaller wick, a bigger wick, a bigger wick. If we hold over 124.40, I do think we have potential up into 130. Where this setup fails is if we crack below this weekly low, that's a bearish engulfing or a bearish bar, and we can see a test lower. So the main thesis is if we hold 124.40, we do not trade below this before doing that, then I'm eyeing long up into that 130 region overhead. And with that being said, that wraps up our watch list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave any questions or comments down below, and I hope you guys all have a great week. Thank you.